Hello everyone. So I'm back again today and I have a couple of Intermec Pocket PCs, and you know, they're scanners for businesses, and I've tried to sell them, but they're so outdated, nobody really needs them or wants them. These are from 2001. Sorry, my dog is drinking water in the background. So basically, let me go through this really quick, or at least try to, so I can show you what I do and how I scrap these out. So the first thing we're going to do is start with the wires. Yes, I have checked, and there's like no money for these, so that's the only reason I'm scrapping them out. You know, if I could get even $15 a piece on these, I'd have them online, but they're not selling at all. So cut my ends. Alright, that's clean ICW. Clean ICW. Now this is a power pack, and normally what you find inside of here is there's a little circuit board with a bunch of transistors and resistors and stuff like that on it, and there's usually a transformer of some type in there, and you know, it's not really a whole lot, but the place that buys my boards buys these also. So we'll set that to the side. Okay. Now, the reason I'm setting these up here. Alright, so these go for copper content. Alright, but I do something that a lot of you don't do and even recommend people not to do. And that's whenever I see brass, I will go ahead and cut these off. And then I'll drop my cutters while I'm filming, because that makes it more interesting. And I don't do these with the white brass because the guys at the yard I go to, some reason or another, they like to argue with me over these end pieces. But with yellow brass, I never get an argument. So, alright, so anytime I find a stylus, I'll pull them out. I haven't done it yet, but I've been wanting to go on and because I have about 15 of these right now. I'd like to go on and see what I could get for about 15 or 20 of them. Okay, charging bay. Alright, oh, I don't like seeing that. I would have much rather seen gold on there. Let's see. Alright. Dirty plastic. There's the brass receptacles in there. Let's see. So we know we got a little bit of gold in there. And I doubt that's going to be gold because the other piece wasn't. check out this board real quick. Tell you what, this base is pretty heavy. Of course, guess that makes sense to hold up the scanner while it's charging. And so I've spent the day today making videos and really not sure. Well, I do know that the first one out today will be the so that just goes with aluminum wire there. First video out today will be scrapping a video router. So you guys have already seen that, and I'm going to try and put this one up next, just so I can tell you about next week's video. It's a nice piece of steel there though. So next week's video will be me scrapping a computer and showing what I do, how I pull them apart for gold recovery, this, that, and the other, and what boards I save, what boards I don't save, and different ideas you can use for yourself. Now this video is that video is 30 minutes long. It's I don't know, for you guys that have been around for a while, I'm not sure you'll find it too interesting. There is some decent information in there, but it was basically made for the new guys getting into this, because I'm always getting questions about what do I do with this or what do I do with that. So I thought I'd make one to point the new guys in the direction of what they can do. I'm going to see something here real quick I didn't see on the other one. And I don't know if that's little gold dots. Does look like it, possibly. But from what I can see so far, I'm not really impressed with this part of it anyway. I believe these are optical transistors or resistors, something like that. Can't really, can't remember. But let's see what else we got. Another heavy base. So this guy, I've already removed a lot of the screws to keep you guys from having to go through that. Now, I wanted to show you this. That is beautiful gold, but inside of here is lithium. Alright, and lithium is very reactive and causes a lot of fires, especially for people like us. So, you know, the guy I take my boards to, they buy lithium batteries. All I have to do with this is we put a piece of tape on it to cover the contacts, and then they're ready to sell. I never take the gold out of those batteries. I know it's tempting, but you do that, you may be putting yourself or your family into a dangerous situation. Alright, now, a little bit in there. I might try and get that out later. So, this antenna end, I'm just going to try really quick, see if I can get that to move. And, okay, I'll deal with that later also. So, here we have it. This is from 2001. Pocket PC, and as I said, I've taken a few bits and pieces, or taken a few screws out so far. I got a screw loose, guys. Actually, more than a few. Alright, so what is this little guy? Oh, I bet he's part of the scanner. Now, I don't know this for sure, but my bet would be that that is some type of precious metal inside. Could be silver, could be palladium, but we'll set that aside. I'll throw it with the my silver stuff anyway. Alright. One thing I noticed, don't these look like cell phones? Just larger versions of it? Alright. Siemens, made in Germany. And isn't that guy just beautiful? Alright, so I'll pull the end off here. And at first I thought this was nickel, but I am betting that that is silver plate on there. So I'm going to cut the wire off and put that with my silver plated stuff. I could be completely wrong, but you know, that very rarely happens. Ask my wife, she'll tell you I'm right all the time. Okay, so not much going on with that board, but I want to look and see what's inside of this, because I think this is the main CPU. Well, it's definitely getting pretty. What on earth? Oh. Just a pad sitting on top. Okay, so the CPU. This is our silicone chip, and we've got the crystal oscillator here, gold pins, BGA chip, quite a bit of interesting stuff in here. And I'm going to lay it to the side. I'm not positive, but this guy right here looks like an old memory module. If you've seen any, you know, sticks of memory from yesteryear, they had modules on it kind of like that. But either way it goes, we know that that's gold, so we'll put that aside. Okay. Okay, this is our scanner, or our laser thing. I don't think silver tip there too. Now, guys, I've noticed the refiners, you know, they'll get things in like this, and they'll have a whole bucket of this stuff. When you take this apart, go ahead and pull this off like that, and if your end is gold, cut it. I'm cutting it because I think it may be silver, and throw this away. Don't send it to your refiner. He'll thank you for it, believe me. Besides, you need a lot more weight than what you have in that little ribbon to make any money. Okay, so I'm thinking that the laser in this is going to be like what we have in cameras. Not the, yeah. Well, we got a blob top and gold-plated board there. Let's see, can I get to any of that? Side's kind of pretty. Lay that to the side. Now, looks like it might be gold. We'll put it to the side. Got a mirror. There it is. That's what I was looking for. You see it up in there? Okay, and again, you got your dirty aluminum. And this. And that video I was telling you about, where I broke down the computer, I was trying to find this guy for the CD-ROM, and I still never found it. So, alright. But this camera, my friends, is pretty. Actually, it came apart in a few different pieces. So, gold, and there's a little gold plating over the brass, which you guys know when I say gold, it's gold plating. There's no solid gold in electronics. If there is, it's military, and I've never seen it personally. So, well, okay, if you guys get a little more technical, there is solid gold bonding wires inside of IC chips. But it is so small, you have to look at it with a microscope. So, on to the next adventure. Alright, so where are we at here? We have a piece of plastic. Interesting board. Haha, I see a crystal oscillator. That always makes me happy. Throw him to the side. Alright. Now, in case you guys didn't know, these capacitors, these larger ones, believe it or not, they can give you a little bit of a jolt. Not usually, but depending on how much juice is in there, 2.5 volt. You know, I'm not sure how much or how bad you'd feel it, but it's there just for warnings, just in case. I dipped into a battery backup system, and I didn't get shocked, but it was enough to, you know, it burned my tool. Okay, got a little bit of gold plating here. Not sure where that was attached, but we'll just cut this end off. Ta-da! Another little circuit board, and that, my friends, is gold trace. Let's see what we got under the sticker. That's pretty. Sorry, I'm working with the camera on my tablet because my phone is charging. You see a lot of these in old timers off of vintage equipment. And then the little piece of steel that's in there is stainless steel, in case you're wondering if it was silver. Okay, I got another pin. Pretty decent gold plating on that. We'll see. This side. Alright. So it looks like maybe there's a place here for a card to go in. Maybe for diagnostics or whatever. Just like phone boards, this has a lot of plating on the board, but this is most likely ENIG plating, which is electroless immersion nickel gold, or nickel immersion gold, something like that. But it's got a little bit of a gold finger, and you can feel the ridges here. I'm betting these come apart. So we got a little vibrator here. I'll break him off. Well, I felt the board lift up when I moved that. There it goes. Just keeps getting better and better. I won't argue with that. Alright. Well, guys, remember, it helps if you want to take something apart to remove the screws. Just keep that in the back of your mind. You never know. Might use it someday. So I tried to take as many screws out of this as I could, so you wouldn't have to suffer through this. So you guys are making me jealous. All the snow you've been getting up there in Canada. We're expecting a big storm here of about 2 inches. And I'd really like to see like a heavy snow. We haven't had anything over 5 inches in like the last 4 or 5 years. Alright, so this piece right here is magnesium or cast aluminum. And I see no other screws. It's just plugged in. Really nice looking board. Crystal oscillator, BGAs. Yeah, I might have to run this guy through a sand bath. You know, him and his friend. Nice size MLCC. Here's another one of those other boards there. Alright, lay him aside. A lot of tantalums I've seen. Okay, any screws before I make a fool out of myself again? Okay. So here's the screen and the keypad. These are pretty thick too. Aha! Screws. Alright.
Oh, shoot.
So,
Let's charge me $15.
alright. So give me a minute and I'll get the rest of this taken down so you guys can take a look at it.